Good morning. Today we start Workforce Wednesday. It's a regular feature to keep you on top of the job trends here in Central Georgia. And we're joined by Paul Allen. He is the Business Development Project Manager for the Development Authority of Houston County. And we appreciate you being here for Workforce Wednesday today. And first of all, just tell us about your role, what you do.
Well, thanks. I'm glad to be here. At the Development Authority, we're all about connecting talent with opportunity. And so whether that's helping a young person find their future career or helping a business find the talent they need to grow, we help to strengthen workforce, support our existing industry, and recruit new industry to our area. But before I go any further, I want to give a special recognition to our Executive Director, Ms. Angie Giesling. She's one of the people who are working tirelessly behind the scenes, making sure to create opportunities for people right here in Middle Georgia, whether that's being a liaison with the Robins Air Force Base, or working with our education partners to create opportunities for youth, or bringing companies like Jack Links with hundreds of jobs. She's really making a big impact. So thank you for what you do, Ms. Giesling.
Well, what are some of the challenges that are facing employers right now in this area?
I say some of the biggest challenges are the labor shortage and the skills gap. But another one's on the horizon, and that is staying abreast of all the new emerging technologies like AI and smart manufacturing. I think a lot of companies are trying to figure out how to integrate that into their existing operations. And so what we try to do is let people know that AI is not a big scary thing. The robots are not coming to take your jobs. In fact, according to the State of Manufacturing report by Rockwell Automation, that's quite the opposite that's happening. It's actually creating more jobs, and these are going to be tech-savvy, skilled jobs. And so what companies are going to do is hire more people and then retrain their current staff to take advantage of these jobs. And so it's really hard in a tight labor market like we have, with unemployment has recently been as low as 2.6% in Houston County. And so that's where we step in at the Development Authority. We have programs like Certified Work Ready, registered apprenticeships, and job profiling. So it takes a team effort.
Yeah, you talked about that. We just went through graduation season for both high school and college. So what kind of things do? You mentioned a few there, but to make sure that the graduates and the skills that they're coming out with match what employers need here so that they can find jobs and the employers can find workers.
Right. For us, the key is making sure that if they get a great education right here in Middle Georgia, that they can stay here in Middle Georgia with a great paying job. So just imagine you're an employer. Maybe you're going to be hiring 100 people. Maybe you're a new employer or an existing expansion. And it's really hard to find talent. You have a stack of resumes on your desk. Excuse me. Now imagine you have a way to sort those resumes by verified skill level. That's what the ACT Work Keys does, and that's what we're utilizing. It gives you, a person takes that exam, and they get a National Career Readiness Certificate that validates their skills. And so now that hiring manager can sort them according to skill level and find the right person for the right role. And so I always tell people, it's not about, making yourself successful, it's about making yourself valuable.
There you go. Well, we'll have much more. We're just getting started. If you can join us for our 13 WMAZ Plus streaming newscast at 7 a.m. We're going to continue this discussion on job resources that are available throughout Middle Georgia and the innovation corridor that's there. And we'll have Lieutenant Colonel Joe Richardson joining us. He's going to talk about how that innovation corridor works to make sure that the region is tech ready. We'll see you back here at 7 and at 8 over on 13 Plus. Well, thanks for sticking with us and welcome to our first day of Workforce Wednesday. It's going to be a regular update on what's moving, growing, and changing in our economy. We're joined by Paul Allen, the Business Development Project Manager for the Development Authority of Houston County. We also have with us Lieutenant Colonel Joe Richardson. He is the Executive Director of the Middle Georgia Innovation Corridor. Now, it takes a smart guy to do that. You've got a master's degree, or 2 master's degrees, and a PhD. You're a Lieutenant Colonel. So talk a little bit about your role with the Innovation Center.
Yeah, so the Middle Georgia Innovation Corridor, the primary goal of it is to actually take Georgia and just make it that area where it becomes this magnet that attracts and becomes this hub for innovation. And so one of the things that we do is we operate under the auspices of the Georgia AIM grant. AIM is an acronym for Artificial Intelligence in Manufacturing, and it's part of a grant that Georgia Tech received from the Economic Development Administration of America. And the goal is to tell the story of innovation that's taking place in an 11-county region in Middle Georgia. One of the things we often say is that a story that exists that's not told is no different than a story that doesn't exist. So we want to tell the story of innovation that exists.
Well, of course, AI is all the buzz when it comes to technology and tech. So what are you doing to kind of make sure that our workforce can become fluent and an adapter and A, serve the employers, but B, serve themselves by having those job opportunities?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things that we're doing is we're diversifying the economy in the 11 county region. And so certainly we're all glad that we have Robins Air Force Base and national defense and aerospace industry there in our area, as well as manufacturing. But the 11 county region also has healthcare and medical that's a part of our economy. We have warehouse and logistics that's a part of our economy. And of course, agriculture is prevalent throughout the entire state of Georgia. And so what we do is we work to embrace that full diversified economy and support and promote using AI throughout every element of those. Not to mention precision agriculture as well. Agriculture is big throughout the state, and so we work to advance that as well.
Paul, talk some more about how that works.
Absolutely. I think a lot of it is about exposing young people early on to these career fields. And, when we were kids, it was lawyer, doctor, firefighter. But now we have GIS analysts. You can work with drones and geolocation. You can work with, be a technician and these precision ag jobs. So we recently had a meeting with our new Houston County superintendent, and he's really fired up about AI and STEM, and he even told us that they're gonna have 6 elementary schools with STEM teachers. So for me, it's about education, exposing people, and then having them take advantage of those opportunities.
Well, let's say somebody's watching and they're excited about it and want to plug in, or maybe they're a little scared and say, I need to get plugged in or I'm going to get left behind. What do they need to do?
So I would recommend, first of all, go to our website, middlegeorgiainnovate.com, and you'll see a couple of buttons once you go to the website. One says Learn More. Click that button. Learn some more things that are going on. And then another button will tell you to subscribe for news, and it'll give you an opportunity to be a part of our newsletter, our monthly newsletter that goes out that keeps you informed and keeps you educated on the things that are going on in our community.
And you do have regular things happening all the time over there.
Absolutely, and job fairs and those type of things. And the big thing now is registered apprenticeships, which is an earn as you learn model, and it's real pay, real skills, and real jobs at the end of it. So one way people can tap in is at the American Job Centers at 3090 Mercer University Drive here in Macon, or at 96 Cohen Walker in Warner Robins.
And you handle all levels, I mean, from high school students, college, to people that have been in the workforce for years.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, one of the things that we're a very collaborative operation, and so we work with the 21st Century Partnership, the Development Authority of Houston County, as well as the development authorities in the other 11 counties that we represent. We work with the Middle Georgia STEM Alliance and the National STEM Academy that's located at the Museum of Aviation, as well as with certain elements of the University and Technical College System of Georgia. So through the Georgia AIM program, we've actually provided over $100,000 in scholarships for our high school graduates that are going to major in STEM fields. In addition to that, we support local robotics camps and those kind of things as well to help them to be able to grow in their use of artificial intelligence and in manufacturing.
Well, we'll get some more into that coming up in our next half hour. And whether you're a student, a parent, or a business owner, you are part of this regional future, and you can visit the middlegeorgiainnovates.com and explore the programs there, connect with the partners, and even start a new career path. You see that right there on your screen.